Well, welcome back to Mondays with Monté. I am so thrilled to be back coming to you wherever it is that you are. As you all know, last week was Labor Day. Our offices were closed, and so we did not have my weekly address to the movement. But I am so thrilled to be back coming to you all. I pray that you are doing fantastic. I hope that the technical end of summer holiday, Labor Day, was good for you, though the season doesn't officially end until the end of the month. I pray that it was a time, hopefully, that you were able to engage family and take a little load off. But we are back here at Church of God Ministries, working and rolling, and so thankful for that. And may the Lord bless all of you wherever it is that you are within the confines of our assembly and international church. And I pray that things are well for you. I would like to share with you this week's message from the book of the major prophet Jeremiah. And I thought it would be great, really sensing by the Spirit, to kind of share this particular component of Jeremiah's engagement with the Lord that I can't help but often see playing in my own life. And, I think about often not just the brevity of the responsibilities that I myself and the staff have working with our wonderful ministries council to continue to push our church forward. But I think about that in the confines of those of you who are in our movement doing this ministry work every day, how you manage the similar challenge of problems, of complexities, of not just the victories, but the vicissitudes and the valleys. And as much as we could pause, look to heaven and say, "Oh God, why us?" Right? I believe that within the confines of that, as challenging as it can be, that the Lord is always expecting us to dig deeper and to depend greater upon Him to be able to lead and navigate us through the complexities, not just of life, but of all of the things that life entails, especially as it pertains to leadership and corporate engagement in church, regional, and international settings. And so I couldn't help but feel drawn today to Jeremiah 12, where Jeremiah feels as if he has a legitimate cause and case to complain to God. And you'll see in verses 1 through 4 of Jeremiah 12, he makes it very clear to the Lord. He says, "Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee." And then he says, "But yet let me talk with you about your judgments. I have a little problem, Lord, with your decision making." And he says, "Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are they all happy who deal very treacherously?" Verse 2, "Thou hast planted them." Lord, you're in control. Isn't that the most amazing thing? The tension that exists in our theology and understanding God is we are constantly told from the pulpit, God is in control, He has all power. And very commonly we are looking at circumstances and saying, "Okay, Lord, hold on. Where are you?" Right? Jeremiah is doing this wrestling. And he says, yeah, they have taken not. They have no attention are they given to you. He says they grow, they bring forth fruit, and thou art near in their mouth, but are far from their reigns. He continues lodging this complaint. Verse 4, "How long shall the land mourn and the herbs of every field wither? For the wickedness of them that dwell therein, the beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, he shall not see our last end." And usually, I don't know about you all, when I have found myself trying to say respectfully to the Lord, I really wish I could understand what you're doing or why you are allowing the things that are taking place to take place. You know, it would be great to get a direct answer from the Lord. But this is what I really want to leave with you. Verse 5, the Lord's answer to Jeremiah's query. He says this to him: if thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with the horses? I, you know, you, I would really love for the Lord to just coddle me in that moment and tell me everything is going to be fine. It would have been beautiful if he did that with Jeremiah. But though Jeremiah has lodged this challenge to the Lord, expressing to him how he's having problems seeing how God could let certain things happen, the Lord responds by saying, Jeremiah, if you get tired running with footmen, how are you going to keep up with horses? If this problem is too big for you now, how will you be able to handle more complex situations and circumstances down the line? Can you imagine that response from the Lord? He says to him, if thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? The rest of verse 5. And if in the land of peace, wherein thou trustest, they wearied thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of the Jordan? Church of God, this is the heart of our God. And as as challenging as it might be to hear those things, particularly when we are in moments such as Jeremiah was in, how beautiful is it? How revelatory is it that the Lord would say to us in response to us expressing how challenging our current set of circumstances are? His response is, if this is knocking you down, how will you stand for the things that I need you to help figure out later, which will be much bigger and more complex than this? And so as much as I would like to say, as much as we would like to hear the Lord say, oh, Monté, I'm so sorry that those challenges are so big. That is not how the Lord gets us to see him at work in greater ways. That is not how I get a revelation about what he's placed in me that I have yet to discover. I have yet to tap into. That is not how we as a movement move forward by saying, oh Lord, it's so bad. Why are you letting this be? No, the Lord is saying, the same way I have brought you through anything I've ever brought you through, I will bring you through this. And as I bring you through this, let it build your faith. Let it stoke the fire of your hope. Be encouraged to know that there is nothing, no matter how challenging, no matter how grave it appears to be, no matter how deep the hole seems. If you are wearied by running with the footmen, what are you going to do when I need you to run with the horses? If you can't handle these things in the land of peace, what will you do when I have called you to sort out the swelling of the Jordan? And Church of God, I want you to be encouraged. To local pastors who, like Jeremiah, are saying, Lord, how can you be letting me go through this? How can you let these things happen? Stand on God's strength. Stand in his power. Stand on his word to know that he never leaves us nor forsakes us. Know that God is developing in you. He is digging deeper in all of us. He's carving out space in us for him to occupy, that we may step forward in his spirit to fix bigger problems. That's what I tell people all the time. When coming here, people are like, congratulations, Lord. The Lord has lifted you. He has. And I told them, as much as that is true, the reality is that God's elevation and promotion means that God trusts you with bigger problems. And I don't know about you all. It is oftentimes not fun. But if it is God who has called us to do these things on his behalf, for his bride, for this world, for his people, then let us forge ahead. And let us not be wearied by mere footmen. You have been called. We, as a movement, we have been called to run with the horses. We have been called to tread the waters of the swelling of the Jordan. We do not give up easy. We do not get discouraged because the challenges are massive. And let me tell you, they are not small. But greater is he that is within us than he that is within the world. We all need Sabbath. We all need recovery. We all need our strength to be renewed like the eagle. But let me tell you something. Do not be wearied by mere footmen. God has called you. He has called us. I am convinced that he has certainly called me in this season to not be wearied by the footmen. We've been called to run with the horses. And so maybe the Lord doesn't pat us on our back and say, oh, I'm so sorry. It's so tough. Maybe that doesn't happen. Sometimes he does. He has certainly done that to me, but that will not always be his response. At times, his response is, I need you to figure this out and to survive this. And then after this, I'm going to give you something even more complex to do. Will you sign up for this assignment? I'll be with you. I'll be your guide. I'll be your strength. But will you let me use you to do it? And I hope, Church of God, that our answer will always be yes. Lord, let me never faint by running with the footmen. I believe that you've called us to run with the horses. I think it was Maxwell who gave this quote that I live by, and I leave with you as I prepare to pray. No points today. I just felt really, really keen by the Spirit that the point is you can figure this out. You're going to. And then when God promotes you to figure out a bigger problem than this, you will figure that one out too. Because you do not give in by running with the footmen. You are made to run with the horses. If thou hast run with the footmen and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? Maxwell says, in leadership, it may not have been your fault, but it is now your problem. And God has called you to figure it out. I'm praying for our regional assemblies, but especially for our local pastors who seem to have an unending list of problems and challenges. And sometimes it looks like things are going well for everybody else but you. For people who do not know Jesus, that's what Jeremiah would say, and not you. But I want you to know, hear my heart, that you will not give out easy. And you will be the answer to the problems that are before you. And they will not take you out because you do not faint running with footmen. You are made to run with the horses. Lord, thank you for growing us up. Thank you for not letting us off the hook. And that is not always easy to say. I have had my fair share of situations and circumstances. I have my fair share where I say, Lord, why are you letting this be? And sometimes, as a loving father, you pull us in and you remind us that everything will be all right. And other times, such as this, you remind us of your investment in us. You remind us of how you have developed us and taking us through a myriad of experiences in life that have prepared us for whatever it is we must run with now. Lord, you expect us. You have expectation that we will not be wearied by the footmen of life, but that we will remember we were made to run with the horses, that we will not fail in peace. We can handle the swelling of the Jordan. And so, Lord, I pray that there be a divine, supernatural, Holy Spirit given infusion of strength, of joy, and hope to everybody that can hear me. Not just for pastors in our own personal lives. There are situations and circumstances that we're facing that feel like they can take us out. Lord, remind us that we are not wearied by the footmen of life. We run with the horses. So I say, wait on the Lord, because they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles, running and not getting weary, walking and not fainting. I say, wait on the Lord. I pronounce over our movement that we shall have power now that the Spirit has come upon us. I decree that we walk in this reality. The same power that got Jesus out of the grave now lives in us. Lord, help us to figure out our current problems and then help us to figure out bigger problems. In the name of He who has saved us, of He only can save us. That name is Jesus. Let the church say amen. Amen. Can y'all tell I missed y'all? I really, really pray that that word has strengthened you as it often strengthens me. And I'm reminded when I feel overwhelmed and want to give up. Before I go, I have to talk about some things going on around the movement. And as you all know, I am thrilled to continue to go into places and see the amazing things that exist within the confines of the Church of God. Thank God for external resources. But let me be very clear. We have within our movement some of the strongest, most impactful ministry, brightest, anointed minds, and amazing and loving people that you will ever meet in this world. And as we continue to forge ahead, I want to be sure that as much of the proclamation of these great individuals and ministries as that exists, I will. Last week, I had the wonderful privilege, my family and I, to be with Pastor David and Crystal Cope at First Church of God, St. Joseph. Let me just tell you, my life has changed. The amazing amount of ministry that is happening in St. Joseph is nearly inexpressible. God bless Pastor David and I call her the First Lady, Crystal Cope. There, the members and I had a good laugh about that. Their campuses, but the ministry work that is happening in that place. I had a wonderful opportunity to be given a tour, my family and I, and I told Pastor Cope, I am going to tell everyone I know about it. I am looking forward to leaning in to he and Crystal and other pastors and leaders in the Church of God who are doing ministry at a high level that others need to know it's not just happening, but it's happening here in the Church of God. And when you guys see and hear what God is doing through them, It is going to inspire you, but I also hope that you know that these are people we love and have been a part of our movement for years and want to help other pastors in places grow in their efforts in ministry. So God bless the Copes and First Church St. Joseph. I had an amazing time, and I look forward to talking more about the ministry that they are doing there soon. I am headed later this week to New York. I will be with the Eastern New York General Assembly, State Pastor Carlos Bannister and his team, and all of the saints in Eastern New York are doing some fantastic work and ministry there. Looking forward to being there. If you are in the area, make sure that you come on by and see us. The events will be hosted at Church of God East New York. The former presiding elder of the National Association, most recent past presiding elder, Pastor Clifton McDowell, is the pastor at the host church, Church of God East New York. And so I will be with the saints there all weekend. Looking forward to being with the ENYGA, Eastern New York General Assembly of the Church of God New York. I'm on my way. Pray for me. Praying for you all that the Lord be with us on that wonderful time. Last thing I want to do is I want to make known to you all an available resource, Christmas Advent resource. I love Pastor Matt and Robin Anderson down at McDowell Church in Scottsdale. Had the privilege of meeting them several years ago, visited McDowell several years ago, and many of you will read an article that will be coming out, submitted and written by Pastor Carl Stagner from Pastor Matt. He, for the past 7 years, he and a group of churches have gotten together with discipleship in mind, and they have formed an Advent Christmas journal. And as you'll see here on the screen, here is a picture of several of their past journals. And so they are inviting any and everyone. I think this is an amazing tool. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for discipleship, particularly even for preaching series through the Advent series for Christmas Advent 2025 journal. And it is rolling, no matter the size of your church. Pastor Matt says that they have had churches of a couple thousand. They have had churches of 50 or less take part in this wonderful opportunity. And when they came together, realizing that the saints wanted more, Bible engagement and literacy and discipleship, from this, they were able to bring this wonderful, wonderful tool and have been doing it for 7 years. He says they already have 10 churches signed up, and any church, that would like to go on this journey, you can. So the title is A Simple and Sacred Christmas, 25-Day Advent Journal. And the journal begins November 30th through and goes through Christmas Day, of course, the season of Advent. And the deadline is October the 10th. Pastor Matt and the team there will need to know. So if you have any interest at all, we want you to send an email to journal@mcdowell.church. That's journal@mcdowell.church. Tell them Pastor Dillard sent you, and they will give you some information on how it is that you and your church can go on this journey. The church name and logo will be included in the journal, displaying unity and participation. And I think they're ultimately some churches are charging about $5 per journal, just the cost of producing it. Some are even the church purchases it and hands them out. You can do that however you like. But I think it's something that's accessible to churches of any size. And it's an amazing tool that a pastor in a church can be led through for Advent and Christmas. And guess what? It is produced by a church here in the Church of God, McDowell Church. God bless the Andersons. God bless McDowell Church and all the churches that are a part of this. And I hope that many of you will benefit from this amazing tool that not only exists, and there is nothing wrong with the great work that people are doing all around us, but I am proud to be able to sit here and promote a tool of this magnitude that is produced by a congregation within the Church of God. So that's all the time that I have today. I pray that you all have been blessed Thank you so much for leaning in today. I pray you were encouraged by the word. I pray you are encouraged by what's going on around the movement. And I'll be right back here next Monday. So pray for me as I pray for you. And I appreciate you all. I want you to know this: the church of God is alive because the Lord is with us. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.